Welcome back to Sports Talk with Tom Watkins on the edge. Alright, right now I'd like to talk about the Chicago Bulls here before I sign off. Alright, so I guess this is the first show, so let's talk about the Bulls off-season here. To sum it up real fast, to give it a summary, Bulls tried going after Melo. Melo went back to the money instead of going to Chicago. Well, there's a lot of other reasons. New York was his home and all that stuff, and his wife was there, movie deals, and he didn't want to leave he didn't want to have his kid transfer schools and all this stuff. But come on, I mean, he's going to be making $120 million. So he struck on that deal, but basically after that, they landed Paul Gasol. They were in the talks with Kevin Love. I don't know how thick in they were with those talks. I don't think it was. I think a lot of it was kind of like rumors around the time. This was in July, so they drafted Doug McDermott from Creighton. They added Nikola Mirotic, a guy from Spain that we've been talking about for the last 2-3 years. Got out of that deal, now playing with the Bulls, and we added Paul Gasol, and of course D Rose is coming back. So that Kirk Heinrich, or no, do we still got? Now, the question is, you have about three. I mean, you have a lot of big men. We still got Taj Gibson as well. Noah and Gasol would be the assumption of them assuming they would be the starters on the front court. They amnestied Boozer, by the way, too. Boozer actually went to the Lakers. The Lakers picked him up. So with Kobe, it's him and Jeremy Lin with Kobe. I think that'll be hilarious to watch. But the question is now, because the Bulls added a lot of depth with Mirotic and with McDermott and with Paul Gasol. There's been rumors about the Bulls talking to Ray Allen and his representatives. That would be killer if we could get him to end his career in Chicago with Tibbs. That would be amazing. I don't know if that's going to go down. Probably not. But we'll see what happens. Right now, the thing with the Bulls is the quest in the East now between the Cavs and the Bulls. Obviously, LeBron went home. They got Kevin Love. They traded Wiggins and Bennett, the 2 first-round picks, to get Kevin Love. Was it a good deal? It was actually part of a 3-team trade because between the 76ers, because the T-Wolves got Thaddeus Young to replace Kevin Love. Now the big three in Cleveland is Kyrie, K-Love, and LeBron. Basically, the race to the finals in the East is basically between the Cavs and the Bulls at this point. I don't see Miami being a threat. Chris Bosh did go back. It's him and D Wade now, and they went back and signed. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, I hope, here's what I hope. The Bulls, they always kind of shake them off as like, they say, yeah, they're contenders, but without D Rose, they're screwed. I kind of agree. In a sense, I agree with that. Here's my issue with it all, though. I believe we can get to we have a shot to get to the finals this year. My worry about the Cavs is, yes, they have the big three. The difference between Miami and the Cavaliers, or the Cavs, are Cleveland's a lot deeper than Miami was. They have some gamers. I mean, they got some players. Besides those three, they got Deion Waiters, they got Verjao, they got some guys that can play. I mean, Miami really didn't. They had a really crappy bench. Cleveland doesn't have that bad of a bench. I mean, that's what's scary about it. But the Bulls are like 12 deep right now, and are probably the deepest team in the league next to the Spurs. And we saw last year that the deep and passing and having a deep bench wins you rings. The Spurs showed that. I think Doug McDermott's going to be a big help for us. I think Mirotic is going to be someone that is going to be a star. I don't know if he'll be a superstar, but he's going to be a star. I think he can play, and I think he's going to show that he can play early on. D Rose, him playing in USA basketball, I think was a huge help. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. Knocking on wood. Knocking on wood. Because I think he got a lot of his game back by playing that this past month. Because if he didn't, he'd be walking in training camp, just working his workouts and stuff, and it would be, he's been playing, and granted it's not NBA basketball, but he's still been playing in full contact basketball with the USA team. And he hasn't put up a lot of numbers, but he hasn't been playing that much either, time wise. So hopefully we'll see what happens with it. Bulls and Cavs, I say your big four, right? In the West, it's wide open. You have a lot of teams, man. You look at the Spurs. You look at you could probably throw in the Rockets at this point. You definitely have to throw in the Clippers. OKC is a big one. OKC. I feel OKC and the Spurs, and you throw in the Clippers there too. Golden State's also a team that's going to be coming through the ranks. It has always been coming through the ranks. The West is tough. The East, you're really looking at two teams right now. You're looking at the Cavs and the Bulls, and whoever's going to fight. And that's going to be, there's your new rivalry. Forget Chicago and Miami. It's Miami and Cleveland now. It's wherever LeBron goes, man. The thing about New York is with Carmelo and Phil and all that, that's all good and fun, but who are they going to get to come to New York? They're saying, well, we could get Kevin Love and blah, blah, but you gotta find somebody that can play with Melo, because Melo demands the ball. It would have worked in Chicago because we didn't have any scoring last year, but now, he's in New York and he's the man in New York. You gotta find you gotta find some gamers that can pass him the ball and make plays, without demanding the ball, which is going to be tough. The big next free agent, this summer was a big free agency because LeBron left, Melo was on the market and all that. The next big one is Durant. Kevin Durant will be a free agent in 2016. That's going to be the next big free agency. Some people are trying to say that he'll leave OKC because, they're not really, they've been close, but yet so far. There's been talks about him possibly going to Houston because that's where he went to college, and his buddy James Harden is there with Dwight. That's an interesting combination. He also could go home to Washington with the Wizards. The Wizards got a lot better. They added the Truth, Paul Pierce this past summer, so it should be interesting to see what happens with all that. I'd like to say that the Bulls they're going to be a 1-2 seed. You'd like to say they're number one just because of how Coach Tibbs coaches, and we don't. And that's the other thing about the Cavaliers. We don't know about this new coach. New coach is coming from overseas. We don't. I feel like it's going to take them a year or two. I think this is the Bulls' best. This year is their best opportunity to get to the finals. I don't know if they'll win. It'd be a hell of a battle against the Spurs, especially if D Rose is MVP level like he was. Not saying that he's going to be, but if he gets to that MVP level, then we got something to talk about as far as them getting to the finals. If you got him at MVP level, you got Paul Gasol playing the way he's played in the past. The way he's played in the past, whatever. If he put up 15 or more points and get some rebounds and hook up some nice passes. Joakim Noah playing at his high level. If you can get some sparks from Doug McDermott and Nikola Mirotic, and if you got Jimmy and Taj playing the way they do, you're looking at a whole different team. A deep team now that could really make some noise. And I hope they do it because it's time. We've been so. We've been far. We've been knocked out of the first or second round. The closest we got was conference final a few years back with D Rose when he was MVP. But we've been close. It's not like we've been far away. The Eastern Conference is getting better, but it's still not good. It's not a good conference. It's getting better. It's not good though. So we have a chance. I think this year could be the best chance because they're going to take. I got a feeling Cleveland's going to go through some growing pains. With LeBron there, with K Love there, with Kyrie there, we don't know how's Kyrie going to play with LeBron and K Love. How's K Love going to play with these guys? He's been the man basically from the get-go. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to the Bulls season here. It's not going to start up for a while, but late October is usually when the first games are. They're walking in the train. They're gonna be going in the training camp here in a couple weeks, I believe. So we'll see what happens with all of it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing Paul Gasol in a Bulls uniform. Looking forward to seeing Jimmy Buckets too, yeah. But Doug McDermott and Nikola Mirotic. That's gonna be something fun to watch. I'm hoping that they can take it to the next level here. I'm hoping we can get to the finals. I don't know if we'll win, like I said before, but if we can get there, I think we can beat LeBron and the Cavs. I think we're deep enough to do it. So, hopefully it happens. So with that, this has been Sports Talk with Tom Watkins on the Edge. You like the page on Facebook under Sports Talk with Tom Watkins, and you stay crazy, my peeps. Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Tom Watkins. Get on the Waddy Wagon. Woo!